Do it today.
When you've been married for 45 years, you begin to
finish each other's sentences.
Like how Kmart is now
a preferred Medicare Part D pharmacy with
co-pays as low as $1, which means we save lots of money. So I can finally build that
woman cave in the basement, Loretta's lair.
Wait, what?
Oh, you heard me.
Head to Kmart Pharmacy today for Medicare Part D copays as low as $1. Kmart Pharmacy accepts most Medicare Part D plans and is preferred in many. Visit any Kmart Pharmacy for details or go to kmartpharmacy.com to find a location nearest you.
Wine, restaurant, travel, entertainment. Joe Michael Horn with Eric Hines.
Yes, and of course, right now we're going to talk to Animal Planet's Andrea Arden, the new program to help pets in need. Let me bring her online right now. Andrea, welcome to the show.
Hi, you guys. Thanks so much for having me.
We love you. We've seen you. You are Animal Planet's pet expert. Boy, you've been on Dogs 101, Cats 101, Pats 101. If there's a 101, you're on it. It's actually the highway.
Right.
Get out of town, please. America's cutest dog, America's cutest cat, underdog to wonder dog, America's cutest talk show host. That's why you're on this show today. Been on Kelly and Michael at Today Show 2020. Come on, what do you got going? All these books you've written here. I was looking at this thing. You've got the Barron's Dog Training Bible, dog-friendly dog training. You've been on the board of directors of the Dog Trainers APDT and the Animal Haven Shelter in New York City. You created the trainer certification programs. You've been on the one of the directors of the National Animal Legal Defense Fund, board of directors for the Pets for Patriots. You are the real deal here. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you so much.
How do we help our friends in need? Come on, I got a rescue dog. That's the best kind.
Good. I'm so glad to hear that. That's wonderful. I think people need to realize that, when they're deciding to bring a new pet into their life, choosing the adoption option is a great option for so many reasons. First and foremost, unfortunately, it's estimated that upwards of 7 million cats and dogs are surrendered to shelters across North America every year. So it's a huge number. There's a ton of animals out there who are waiting to be adopted. And, of course, choosing the adoption option means you're saving a pet's life, right, and you're also opening up a space in that rescue organization for them to bring another pet in and save them as well. So it really is the way to go. Here's
the key. I think a lot of people want to do that, and I think they're scared because they say, well, why is the dog there? That was somebody else's problem. This dog is not going to be house trained or whatever. When you go to the shelter and everything, you can ask questions about the animals, can't you?
You can, and I'm so glad you said that because I think it's a myth we need to bust.
Exactly.
That cats and dogs are surrendered to shelters because they have severe behavior issues, when, in fact, I worked at a shelter for 12 years, and I'm telling you that, of course, there were some animals that came in that did have issues. But the vast majority of pets that are surrendered because of the convenience factor for the family, meaning somebody's moving or getting divorced, and they just say, I just can't deal with this cat or this dog anymore, so I'm going to surrender them to a shelter. So the real truth is that most of the animals you're going to find at a rescue organization are absolutely wonderful. They just need us to trust in them and give them a second chance. And somebody like you or me can tell you that it not only feels great to save a life, but I think to some degree, I do think that the pet understands that you've saved them, and there's a really wonderful bond there as a result.
Andrea Arden is here from Animal Planet, and Andrea, this, I think when you go, the key factor is let yourself kind of go a little bit, and that movie The Beastmaster where the guy could see through the animal's eyes. Look the animals in the eyes. You can learn a lot by an animal by just looking at them and seeing what's kind of going on there, can't you?
I think there's some truth to that. I think, there's a term in our world, in the animal world, we call it a kind eye, that you get a sense of, what a dog or a cat's personality is like by looking them deeply in the eyes. But with that said also, being surrendered to a shelter can be very stressful, and obviously, as we all can imagine, you need to sometimes give a new pet a little time to adjust, and you're not always going to see exactly who they are when you first go in to meet them. So you might want to go in for multiple visits to get a better sense of who they are.
And here's a fact. There's more than 7 million pets in shelters every year. How can we help? Give us some tips.
Well, in addition to adopting, that's not always an option for some people. They say, I just can't bring another pet into my life right now. But there's a wonderful program that I'm so happy to announce that PetSmart has started as a result of their wanting to celebrate their 30th anniversary, and it's called Buy a Bag, Give a Meal. And the way it works is very simple. If you go into any of the over 1,500 PetSmart stores across North America or go on PetSmart.com, for every bag of dog and cat food that's purchased, regardless of size, regardless of brand, PetSmart will be donating a meal to a pet in need. And it's expected that this program is going to be running through December of 2017, that during this period of time, upwards of 60 million meals will be donated by PetSmart to help animals in need. So it's a wonderful way to help.
So, not to kind of screw up this program, Andrea, but instead of buying the big bag that I normally get for my dog, you could go in there and buy like 10 small bags, and they'd have to donate 10 meals. Am I right?
You know, I got to say that's brilliant, and I'm all for that. So
not that I'm a mathematician here, but that's the truth, right? So it's every bag, no matter what size.
Absolutely, and actually I hadn't thought of that, and I really like that idea.
Now I'm going to get thrown off the air, and no one will ever talk to me the next time I go into PetSmart. That's the guy!
No.
No, this is a big deal. So it's like part of the problems that the shelters are having the amount of money for food and that sort of thing. Am I right?
Well, you know, it's interesting. You know, rescue organizations in general find it very challenging to come up with all the resources necessary in order to provide for the many animals that come through their doors. It can be very challenging. And one of their major expenses is food. So through this Buy a Bag, Give a Meal program with PetSmart, what that means is that these rescue organizations are going to have some of their resources freed up in order to help more pets and save more pets.
Is the bag food better than canned food for dogs, or does it not matter?
It's not that it doesn't matter. You know, I think when you're choosing a food for your pet, what you want to think about is their age, their activity level, and have a conversation with your veterinarian to help them guide you in the right decision.
Do they get finicky? I know it's my wonder dog Angie sometimes likes to, I get a new food and then she loves it, and then in about a week or so it's like, yeah, this is like the other stuff. Do you want to mix it up for them sometimes?
I do. I always think variety is the spice of life, so I'm a big fan of just like with myself, I'd like to have something different occasionally, mixing it up a little for my little dog, Nora.
They're smart, right? See, the dogs are very smart over there. And what does it take if you want to adopt a pet? What should you consider if you want to bring home a pet for your home?
Well, I think the most important thing to consider is choosing based on personality, not looks. And I know sometimes people can feel overwhelmed, so I'd love to give them the opportunity to direct them towards PetSmart.com/give-a-meal, where they can find out more information about PetSmart's Buy a Bag, Give a Meal program, and they can also find out lots of information in regards to what to look for when adopting a new pet.
You're amazing. Will you come back on? You're our new pet expert here. We didn't think we could get someone like you, Andrea Arden, on our show. Now that we've done it, now that the bottle has been broken, you got to come back on here again. Where can they go to get more information? Give us that website one more time.
It's PetSmart.com/give-a-meal.
PetSmart, PetSmart.com/give-a-meal. Thank you, Andrea Arden. That's great. All of our pet friends are out there happy today. So am I.
The tech show's on this month. You know, I was thinking of looking at